core group, doon bubungkos yung mga submissions. They are parang implementers or nag-i-ensure ng ano.
That's right, that all the documents are submitted to them. Tapos ang mangyayari kasi yung core group or our coordinators, they will be the ones who submit to us the payroll. That payroll is the official list of our ongoing scholars, eligible scholars for that semester. So sometimes nandun ang bottlenecks, but again, as far as our experience in NCR is concerned, we're very pleased to see that the improvement is so significant.
Okay. Ang concern din in previous years na is yung bureaucracy, yung the layers po that the funding has to go through, the requirements have to go through para makuha lang ng scholars yung stipend nila every month or so. So, yung proposal po and yung ini-implement nating core group, hindi po ba ito, in your experience, expansion ng bureaucracy or adding administrative costs?
May I answer? Thank you again, Congresswoman. The quick answer is no, kasi the systems are already in place. And ang hinihingi lang naman ng SEI generally as yung certificate of employment, yung grades nila, just to see from our point of view that this is still an eligible scholar. And it's the core group or it's the committee, it's our coordinators who run this, who do it on our behalf. Some of them are on the payroll of SEI, some of them are employed by the universities in partnership, obviously, with the universities. So, is there a additional bureaucracy there? No.
Actually, Madam Chair, if I may, nakat na yun. Instead na paikot-ikot pa, diretso na sa, yung cut na cut talaga yung sa bayad. Talagang yun yung pinakamaganda doon. Hindi na dadaan sa core group, diretso na sa bata.
Thank you for that update. In relation din po dito, as discussed also last year, COA has pointed out that there are a lack of standardized guidelines for fund disbursement. May na-issue na po ba ang DOST na clear uniform policy to address yung lack of standardized guidelines for fund disbursement, which is the reason kung bakit some universities may delay?
Yes, totoo. Again, a wonderful question, ma'am. Earlier this year, we convened all the different scholarship coordinators we have from different parts of the country. Ginawa namin ito sa undergraduate, ginawa rin natin ito sa ating graduate programs. And that was exactly to do what you just said, ma'am, to simply make sure that everybody is aware of our new policies. Lalo na dito sa bagong protocol that we have, yung direct disbursement of their stipend directly from our SEI to their land bank accounts. So yes, the answer is yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. And tama po, no, sabi niyo po, January next year, maaasahan natin yung rollout ng direct disbursement from SEI to the bank accounts of our scholars directly.
We've already implemented it
In NCR.
sa NCR January to June, August for this current semester for the rest of the country, undergraduate, January next year for the graduate scholars.
Thank you very much. For the next question po, I'd like to ask about the actual utilization rate of the science and technology scholarship funds. Out of the amounts po released to universities, how much has been fully liquidated and accounted for?
Budget utilization. Let me just answer that first. So last year, I'm pleased to share with you that our budget utilization rate was 92%, and this year, thus far, from July, the latest is 57%. So and we're progressing. We're expecting to utilize all the funds by the end of the year. Yes.
Thank you very much po doon sa updates. Actually, sa discussion po on this item, nagdaos po ng consultation yung Kabataan Party List in relation po sa mga DOST scholars na though syempre natutuwa kami doon sa implementation ng mga updates na na-share ninyo, ay nakakaranas pa rin sila ng delays. No? Nakakaranas din sila ng kakulangan ng pondo in relation doon sa mga pangailangan ng pag-aaral nila sa mga science courses. So kasi katotoo rin naman na kahit paano na maraming mga hinihinging pondo, no, para sa araw-araw na paggana in relation to lab fees and etc. So I'd like to share po yung findings na yon sa inyo at a later time. No?
Just very quickly, thank you so much for bringing that up, ma'am. It's an effort on our part too. Gusto talaga nating ma-increase, for example, yung stipend ng mga bata. From BSMS to PhD, we do have plans, and hopefully the committee can also assist us in this regard.
dahil nag-bell na po,
Yes.
siguro ayos magsa-second round na lang po for my next parts of my questioning. So thank you very much, Mr. Chair, for the indulgence.
Okay,
I yield the floor.
thank you, Representative Ko. Now, next on the list from the majority, Representative Marco Wangko.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The secretary and I have known each other for quite some time. He was still head of Philvox when we started interacting. And at that time, it had to do with nuclear power. Well, today my concerns are still about nuclear power. Mr. Secretary, do you remember 3 years ago, on the first budget session of the 19th Congress, with your agency, what was my request from DOST?
For the uranium thorium, that's what my recollection.
My request po from you for the DOST, I questioned why you were not more active in espousing the benefits of nuclear power. I said there are incontrovertible things. I even gave you a letter with a list of incontrovertible things you could say that were good about nuclear power. And you talked about wealth preservation. I think one of the biggest hindrances to wealth creation in the country is electricity being too expensive, so that our country is bypassed as an investment destination. So would there be a change in DOST's attitude? Could you not take a stronger lead in your commentary or the department's commentary about the benefits of nuclear power to the country?
In many of the discussions that we were talking about, the crucial role of energy in revitalizing many of the industries, we have been mentioning options such as nuclear power and aside from renewable. And with this effort, we've been sending scholars as well to really prepare us for the use of nuclear energy for power to various universities abroad. And that is why we always say that if you look at the energy requirement of many industries that initially we were supporting, like minerals industry, processing, indeed nuclear energy is as an option that we should look into.
I see a lack of proactive engagement by the DOST. For example, DIC Secretary Henry Aguda recently stated that he's studying the conversion of the PNPP-1 nuclear plant, which is 100% complete, completely paid for, extremely well built, to convert it into a data center. I think that the problem of data centers in the Philippines is the lack of cheap electricity. Why didn't the department comment about his statement and say no, we should not convert it into a data center. We should run it as a nuclear plant so that it could power many data centers, Your Honor.
It was never officially discussed, although I know that the Department of Energy Secretary mentioned that they're looking at the Bataan nuclear plant, not for a data center, Your Honor.
Okay, so that's good to hear. I would like, this representation would like to see the department more proactive in its statements about the positivity of nuclear power in the light of a change in attitude in America, Europe, and the rest of the world, positive change regarding the use of nuclear power. So it brings me to my parochial concern. My town, a town in my district, Labrador, Pangasinan, has given social license to the construction of nuclear power. Unfortunately, the North Zambales fault line passes nearby Labrador. I'm not concerned because in the Pacific Rim of Fire, which includes the Diablo Canyon nuclear plant in California, where the San Andreas fault passes nearby, they built a nuclear plant there to 0.4 G seismic design basis. After the plant operated, they discovered a branch of the fault which passed near the plant. So subsequently, they upgraded the seismic basis to 0.7 G. And I learned later on that even in Japan, up to 1.0 G was used as seismic design basis for several plants. And so we want to do a seismic and meteorological site study for Labrador. It costs money, Mr. Secretary. I have here other towns which want nuclear. So we are talking of Labrador, Pangasinan. In Isabela, the towns of Makunakon and Divilican. And in Mindoro, Sablayan. In Masbate, Aroroy. And in Sorsogon, I have not spoken to Senate President Chis Escudero yet, but I'm meeting him tonight. Can we have a budget to locate the seismic station and weather station to give us data, enough data, at least a year's worth of data, so that when we finally make a report about the suitability of these sites, we have enough data to be credible, Mr. Secretary.
Yes, Your Honor, we can ask the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology to install sensors that would actually detect ground vibration.
Yes, Mr. Secretary, I would suggest that we do an independent study of FIBOX so that FIBOX will not be the subject of controversy later on. Baka maipit po politically. So maybe we can hire an independent engineering study group to do that, Mr. Secretary.
If it's an R&D assessment and they have the required credential, but I would still
We have a balik scientist, sir, in the name of Dr. Art Romero, who's a geologist. Maybe you could talk to him. He has some ideas about this.
So it can be done, Your Honor, through a proposal.
Yes, and then I'd also like to say that DOST has helped me a lot in the past. Project DREAM, especially the LiDAR data. Engineer Enrico Paringit is sitting there. He has helped this representation a lot in the past. I think that data is very useful for flood planning, for everything we've been seeing in the newspapers. It is underutilized, and that is why we continue to have these problems. Last statement, Mr. Chairman, give me a minute. This representation has an aspiration for at least 16,000 megawatts of nuclear online by 2045. The basis of that is the current 65% imported coal for electricity, amounting to around the same 16,000. NEDA said, or DepDev now said, we need to double our capacity by 2040 and up to triple our capacity by 2040. That means that 16,000 to 32,000 megawatts of nuclear is conservative. Please review that, and please be proactive in your messaging to the public about nuclear. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Representative Marco. Before we continue, I would like to acknowledge the presence of one of our vice chair, Nikki Briones. He is one of the sponsors of